Today, we are analyzing the portfolio of a retired accountant in Nigeria, a 1 billion naira wealth portfolio. That is what we are looking at today. I came across this article last night and I read deep into it all through the night to learn from her because she has a wealth of knowledge in this investment stuff. And on this channel, we care about how you make money and how you invest the money. So that is why we are here to analyze so that you can have a first-hand experience from someone. She chose to remain anonymous, so I can't tell you her name or give you a photo of what she looks like, or even, so she chose to remain anonymous. But the most important thing is that she shared with us what she did to grow to 1 billion naira and retire to money. She retired into money, into wealth. She doesn't have to worry anymore. Now, our wealth portfolio is divided into 6, which includes forex, real estate, FGN and FGN saving bonds, fixed deposit, stocks, monthly recurring pension for 20 good years. Now, in case you are new on this channel, my name is Ete, and here we talk about everything money, how to make the money, and how, not just how to make the money, but also how to invest the money that you are making for the money to work for you later on in life. So if you are new here, please do consider subscribing to join the family, because this is where you ought to be. As long as you are spending money, you're making money, here is a place that you ought to be. Give this video a thumbs up and share it with others so they can see it as well. Now, this woman started out as an accountant. At the age of 26, she got employed into an insurance company in Lagos, Nigeria. And her first paycheck was 16,000 naira. And she said that while she received this 16,000 naira, the minimum wage in Nigeria then was 480 naira. But shortly afterwards, the minimum wage was increased to 5,500 naira. While she was making 16,000 naira, it means that she was already earning way above the minimum wage. And then because she was working in an insurance institution all her life, she helps people set up money for retirement. She has seen firsthand what people go through when they don't plan well enough for their retirement. And she said that wasn't going to be her. That was since the age of 26. So she promised herself that she's going to save 40% of her income every single month. Yes. So she also had this annual housing allowance that is being paid to her, which amounted to, she was already saving 40% out of her 16,000 naira salary and then keeping 60% for herself and daily expenses. Also took the 128,000 naira that was paid to her for housing allowance, because it's usually paid upfront. All the money put together and paid upfront. She used it to start investing, and she started with a fixed deposit, fixed income investment, which is one of the safest ways of investing, which means that you just keep your money in the bank and your money accrue interest on it. So the interest could be 8%, it depends on what you are getting from your financial institution. Apart from using banks for fixed deposit, there are also fintech companies that you can use to do your fixed deposit. In fact, they give more interest than when you do your fixed deposit in the bank. So fixed deposit simply means that you set aside some amount of money where you are not going to touch, and then you'll be paid interest on it. But some banks or some fintech companies now, they allow you to take out maybe up to 3 or 4 times in a month. If you exceed that, you won't be paid. But if you take out maybe a few times, you can still get your interest on your money. So in our fixed income portfolio, she has a total of 65 million naira. In fact, let me just break down all the money that she has in her portfolio before we continue. So now, under forex, which is dollars, the foreign exchange, she has 25,000 US dollars. I'm showing you here from my laptop. So she has 25,000 US dollars in forex. And then real estate, she has the current value of 500 million naira. in real estate. There are two types of FGN bond. The FGN bond that lasts for 50 years, for up to 50 years, and the FGN saving bonds that last up to 3 years, that is between 2 and 3 years. So she has this money diversified into the two bonds, the two FGN bonds, and she has 300 million naira in her FGN saving bond. That is actually one of my goals as I proceed in this journey, to have money in this bond, to have money in both FGN saving bonds and FGN bonds. So there is a reason why I've not invested money in bonds right now. That is also one of the safest ways of investing money. Like, you don't want to worry about your money. Your money will just be growing and making you interest. And then at the end of the period, government will return this money to you. So this is also one very safe way of investing money, and also a good way of saving up for retirement. Now, the FGN saving bonds, you can save up to 50 years. You can do it up to 50 years. And then the minimum amount for FGN bonds, not savings bond, there are two types, the minimum amount is 50 million naira right now. So which means that if you have 50 million naira, you can put it in an FGN bond for the period of, let's say, 20-30 years, and every twice in a year you'll be receiving interest payment. But FGN saving bonds, you get paid 4 times in a year. So which means that you can invest as low as 5,000 naira and get paid quarterly. So she has 300 million naira invested in FGN and FGN saving bonds, and her fixed deposit is 65 million naira. Remember, we've spoken about her fixed deposit already. She has 65 million naira there. And then stocks, she has 22 million naira in stocks. One thing why her portfolio looks like this is because she's now retired. Once you are retired, you don't want to be taking too much risks. The time for you to take the risks of stocks is now. Like, as a young person, like right now at my age, the time for me to take the risks in the stock market is now. That is why I'm not really doing FGN saving bonds now, but I'm spending more money in the stock market. That is more volatile, that is more risky, and it's also more rewarding in terms of cash. So I can afford to double into stocks right now. But as a retiree, you don't need stocks. There is no need for stocks. It's just to go in for the type of investment option that just gives you peace of mind, rest of mind, which is the fixed income, FGN saving bonds and FGN bonds, and also the forex. The forex that she does is a different kind of forex. We are getting there, not your trading kind of forex. So we are getting there. And then she also has a monthly recurring pension as a government worker, someone that served the country, or someone that worked in an insurance company. She has a pension, and she's earning 500,000 naira every single month from her pension. And she mentioned that there is something that she did that made her to gain up to this 500,000 naira monthly in her pension. So you see, she has enough money set till she dies, set for life. She cannot go broke again because she has all these things. She planned her retirement on time. So that is why you don't have to wait till you get to 50 years before you start thinking, oh, okay, so I'm going to be retired in the next couple of years. I need to start planning. No, you start planning your retirement while you are young, while you still have those blood flowing strong in your veins. Is the time to plan your retirement. So that is exactly what she did, and that is why I'm sharing this with you. Now let us move quickly to real estate, which is her biggest class of investment, which she has a value of 500 million naira currently, which means in the next couple of years the value of this real estate will keep increasing. Okay, which means that maybe in the next 10 years this 500 million naira might now be valued at 1 billion naira. Just listen how she got into real estate investment. She bought her first property in Isolo, Lagos for 7 million naira. And then in 2001, 7 years later, 2008, she sold this property that she bought for 7 million naira at 100 million naira. Just 7 years later, property that she bought for 7 million naira, she sold it for 100 million naira. And that was a 1,328% increase in just 7 years. Then in 2009, after she sold that property. In 2009, she bought another one. This time around, she bought in Aja, part of Lagos, for 3 million naira. And in another 7 years, she sold that same plot of land that she bought for 3 million naira for 45 million naira. People started relocating to areas of Aja. Aja got developed and the rental income increased so fast, which made the cost of the plot of land that she bought to also increase fast. Another 7 years, she sold another 145 million naira. You see why it is important to invest in real estate. Very, very important. But while investing in real estate, please beware of scam, because there are scammers everywhere, and I've also gotten my fair share of being scammed and duped while trying to invest in real estate. So currently, she owns 3 properties with a combined value of 500 million naira, and she earned rental income from this property. She earned annual rental income from these 3 properties, which is 10 million naira. 10 million naira is the rental income that she earns from these 3 properties, and 10 times 3, 10 million naira times 3, that is 30 million naira from her rental properties every single year, aside the value of the property. And now about her FGN bond. I told you that FGN bond is a very safe form of investment. So she calls that a safety net. She has 300 million naira in her FGN bond. That is the one that lasts a longer time. So FGN saving bonds is when you allow the government to borrow your money and invest into the economy and pay you interest on your money for the certain duration that you have agreed to borrow the government your money. And at the end of that duration, your money will be paid back to you in full with nothing missing. If you decided to borrow the government 10 million naira and you'll be paid an interest, let's say 18% annually, which will be divided into 4 and you'll be paid quarterly. At the end of the 2 or 3 years that you chose to leave your money with the government for government to use and work, you will be paid back your 10 million naira. And all the interest that you've taken already from the money, you've already used it for something else. So you get back your money in full. So it is a very safe form of investment. If you are in your 40s and your 50s, especially, this is a type of investment that you must have. Even if you are in your 60s, you should have FGN saving bonds. It's very safe. You don't have to worry. Okay. Do you know why I love investment? When you make this type of investment, you don't have to start running around trying to do business. As a retiree, you should be resting. You don't need to go and set up that poultry farm, that water plant, that no, that is the time you need to relax and eat your money. So if you've started working early enough on your retirement plan, you will not need to set up any business. You just need to sit down and money will just be coming to you from left, right, and center. She mentioned that she used AfriInvest for her FGN bonds. I downloaded the AfriInvest app. Right now, what I use Trove and I use Bamboo, but I'm trying to use to get to know the AfriInvest app, because I heard that there is a lot in the AfriInvest app, a lot that can be done. So that is why I'm using the AfriInvest app now. So I'm going to leave a link to it so that you can download, and even the Bamboo and Trove. We are going to be talking about these things very well on this channel. So make sure to not go anywhere. And then she has foreign exchange investment to beat inflation in the country. Okay, so which in our foreign exchange, that is our forex, she has 25,000 US dollars. She's not doing buying, and she's not trading forex. She's not trading forex like young people to make money. All those ones, they're not for people that are retiring, okay, that are retiree. So you just need safety, So she has her money converted into dollars and saved for her. And then she also have this money in Eurobond. Eurobond is just like FGN saving bonds that I talked about, but this time around you are doing it in dollars. You are saving your money in dollars, so you will also be paid just like the FGN saving bonds. So she said that she started investing in forex just 2 years ago, and she invested a total of $23,500, and that $23,500 2 years ago has already grown to $25,000 right now. And then she also has some investments in stock. Can you see the progression? Stock now carries the list of the investment, the 2 million naira, because as you grow, you don't want to be taking too much risks in the stock market, especially if you're not an expert like Warren Buffett. Okay, so you don't want to be taking too much risks like that. So she has 22 million naira. She says she invested heavily in the stock market back in 2008 when she was still younger, when she still had that blood flowing in her veins like you and I right now. She invested heavily. So she used money from the stock to actually maybe set up other things for herself. Now that she has had all these things done, she doesn't need to invest as heavily as she used to in the stock market. So she just has 22 million naira in the stock market in a company that she trusts and a company that she loves and know that will do well. So that is what she did. And she said she initially did 5 billion naira and then she bought a 8 million naira right issue with a microfinance bank, VFD, and all of that. And then her pension income of 500,000 naira monthly. She's no longer working, but she keeps getting pension. So she said that the federal government introduced pension in 2004, where 4% of her salary was taken out to be contributed to pension, while 10%, while her employer paid 10%, making it a total of 14% of money is being saved for her every single month. What she did to increase her pension money, like I was talking about earlier, is that since she also had the option of voluntary pension, which means that she could save up more money. She could choose to do more than the 4% that is taken out from her salary every month so that she can get more money in future. So she decided to do that, which means that she was adding more than 4% to her pension fund and also getting 10% from her employer. And then also, as she climbed up the ladder, she started earning more. Okay, more money started entering her pension account, and she retired as a director. She started at entry level and retired as a director in the insurance company. What we've got to learn from this woman's wealth portfolio is that she diversified her income. She did not put all her investments in one basket. She did not invest only in real estate and wait. She did not invest only in stock, but she diversified. That is the importance of diversifying. In case you do not know about investment, real estate is not the only investment out there. So don't do all you can to invest in only real estate. We also have the stock market. We also have fixed income. We have fixed income, even though I won't advise you to do fixed income right now, like to do anyways, you can do, it depends on your risk tolerance. You can do fixed income. In fact, do fixed income because it's good to diversify your portfolio. Do fixed income. It depends on your age. When you look at your age, how old are you? How closer are you to 100 years of age? So take 100, deduct your age from it, whatever is remaining, the bigger part. If you are 70 right now, you take 70, you deduct it from 100. It means that 70% of your income should be in what? Should be in fixed income. Let it be in FGM, but let it be in fixed income where the risk is very low, and then you can put 30% in high risk investment like stock. If you are 30 years of age, 70% of your money should be in high risk investment like stock, because you can't afford to put 70% of your money in a low risk investment like that. Okay, but you need to get a stockbroker, learn more about stocks, so that you know what you are doing with your money. So you can put 30% in fixed income, FGN saving bonds, and 70% in. So you just do like that. That is how you diversify your portfolio. And then of course you have the real estate. What have you learned from this woman's story? What have you learned from how she started serving and then she got to the top? Don't forget that she was investing every 40% of her salary, of her monthly salary, every single month without fail. Do not forget that many of us are already earning good money, but then we think that we can't really save. Oh, I don't have enough money to save. The economy is biting hard. She also mentioned here that the economy has always been biting hard. This thing didn't start today. Back then, when she was earning 16,000 naira, things were hard. Things were not easy. Things were so hard also back then. The economy has always been biting hard. It's now left for you to be very intentional with what you want to do with your money and how you want your life to turn out. Start saving that money, even if you are earning 10,000 naira. Learn to take out from that 10,000 naira and save. Even if it's to save 500 naira from 10,000 naira, learn to do it. Learn to apportion a certain percentage of your income into investment. Okay, I'm not just going to say saving. So apportion it into investment. You can invest with as low as 5,000 naira in the stocks market and in the FGN saving bonds. So what are you waiting for? If you do not know how to start investing in the stocks market, check. I'm going to leave a link in the description. Download the Bamboo app and start investing. I'm also going to do a tutorial on all of that very soon. So stay tuned. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to come back to more content like this on this channel. On this channel, we care about how you make money and how you invest that money that you make. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Etty and I'm signing out and hope to see you next time. Bye for now.